Hello. In the previous episode, I talked about why I started Articulate. The problem of trying to understand an architecture when the knowledge is scattered across documents, diagrams, repositories, and in the heads of different people. So today, I want to answer the obvious question. What exactly is Articulate? And the honest answer is, it depends on when you ask me. So over the recent year, I've described Articulate as a documentation tool, knowledge graph, conversational assistant, an architecture modelling tool, and a discovery platform. Every one of those descriptions captured something I thought was important, but none of them captured what I was really trying to build. Eventually, I realised something. I wasn't trying to build a better documentation tool. I wasn't trying to build another modelling tool. I was trying to solve the problem we talked about in the last episode, helping architects understand complex systems. That changed how I started to think about Articulate. Most architectural tools are built around artefacts, documents, diagrams, decision records, source code, infrastructure. All those things are valuable. I use them every day. But none of them are actually architecture. They're just different views of it. The architecture is the understanding that connects all of those things together. Why decisions were made, why assumptions were true at the time, and which systems depend on each other, and what constraints shape the design, and how architecture has changed over time. That's the thing I became interested in, not the documents themselves, but the knowledge they represent. One thing I've learned over the years is that architecture never really stands still. Every project teaches us something. A decision gets made, a team discovers a problem, a service is replaced, a principle emerges because something failed. Bit by bit, our understanding of the architecture changes. That's what architecture is really about. Not a collection of documents, a body of knowledge that's constantly evolving. And if that's true, perhaps we've been treating the wrong thing as the primary asset. Maybe the knowledge should come first, and the documents, the diagrams, reports just become different views of that knowledge. That single idea completely changed the direction of Articulate. Once I started thinking about architecture as knowledge instead of documentation, something became obvious. AI is remarkably good at working with knowledge. It can connect ideas, explain relationships, and highlight inconsistencies. Changing assumptions, find information that would have taken me hours to discover manually. But that's not the role I want AI to play. I don't want AI making architecture decisions for me. Architecture still requires judgment, experience, trade-offs, and accountability. Those responsibilities stay with the architect. Instead, I see AI as a collaborator, asking me think clearly, helping me discover more quickly, helping me see things I might have otherwise missed. As architects, we already work through conversation. We ask questions. Why was this designed this way? What depends on this service? Have we solved this problem before? What happens if we change this component? Today, answering those questions usually means searching through half a dozen different systems and hoping the information is still accurate. But if architecture becomes a connected body of knowledge, conversation becomes the most natural way to explore it. Not because conversational AI is fashionable, but because asking questions is already how architects work. So imagine joining a new organisation and instead of spending weeks reading outdated documentation, you simply ask questions. Explain the payment system. Show me everything that depends on this service. Why did we choose Kafka? What changed over the last 12 months? What systems could be affected if we retired this application? You're no longer searching for architecture. You're having a conversation with it. And that's the future I want to explore. Not replacing architects, but giving architects a better way to understand the systems they're responsible for. The phrase I gradually started using for this was architectural intelligence, not artificial intelligence. The ability to preserve architectural knowledge, understanding relationships and reason about change, explain decisions, and continuously improve our understanding as new evidence becomes available. I don't know whether that vision is completely achievable. In fact, I expect many of my ideas to change as I build Articulate. That's exactly why this project exists. It's an exploration, a public engineering journal documenting my understanding as it evolves alongside the software. So what is Articulate? Today, I would describe it as an exploration into architectural intelligence, an AI native platform designed to help architects understand, reason about, and evolve complex systems. In the next episode, we'll build on that vision and by asking another important question. What does it actually mean to build an AI native system?